So I do Dungeons and Dragons content. If you like D&D content and popular advice, go ahead and check out my channel, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. What I want to tell you something today is you'll notice that in most of my content, most of it is one-shot takes. I record my content without cutting between anything, so you get the raw opinion of what I have. Now, that's a problem is because sometimes I don't take everything into account because I am telling you my thoughts raw. I've given some thought, I've put my thoughts together, and I am going to tell you in one shot. I'm not going to put together a carefully crafted message that takes into everything into account because that's not how the world works. And I also want you to see that people can genuinely talk about this content without having to make cuts and put things together. You can get there. This is not something I was born doing. I've just spent a lot of time talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and I like to, but I think that there's something to be said about a raw opinion. Now, with that being said, I will make mistakes. I will misquote things. I will misquote rules. I will get things wrong on a regular basis. But that's okay because even in your game, if you make a ruling and the table agrees with it, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. If everyone is in agreement and someone can gain an ounce of wisdom from me sharing something to help them promote their game, I don't ever pretend to be talking about rules as written unless I state we are talking about rules as written or rules as intended. I'm talking about things that I think you should do because I think they're fun, or things that I like to do because I think they're fun. And so it's a game. And I want to be very clear about that, is that this game that we love and share, we don't have to be perfectly polished. That's not how this gets us anywhere. When we sit around a table and have a conversation, which is what we're doing, you're going to have questions. Ask the questions or tell us what you do, and then I'll respond to that. Don't ever tell someone what they should do or someone is wrong because we may just missed a word or I may have misspoken. That happens all the time. And I'm saying this because so much of the content that we see is super polished, so you never really know where someone stands. The only time I do cuts is in my long form content. And that's because I have to breathe and I have to cut between points, and speaking for 24 minutes, that's a lot. But I do. I stand there for 24 minutes with breaks where I will pause and recollect my thoughts and then go again. On the shorter form content, I just roll with it, baby. And so I hope you like that because I want to give you a raw take as opposed to something that's careful and polished and put together. Good or bad, I don't know. You tell me.